The views and comments of the following show, Conversations with Edigga, does not reflect the views of Charm City Direct TV. Viewer discretion is advised.
Welcome to Conversations with Edigga, where insightful dialogues unfold. Join host Edigga as he dives into captivating discussions with music artists, entrepreneurs, and visionaries from around the world. Get ready to explore diverse perspectives, gain valuable insights, and be inspired. This is Conversations with Edigga.
Come on, yeah. All right, y'all.
Yes. Let's do that again. What is good? What is good? What is good, good people? Let me first and foremost say thank you to everybody who is tuned in. Everybody who will tune in a little later on. People, let me just tell you, it has been life has been lifing. Yes, life has been lifing, but you know, um I am I am I am overjoyed in a number of things. I am overjoyed because I am I'm above ground. Yes. I'm above ground and yeah, I got to put on the shades. I got to put on well, they not shades. I can actually see out of these. These are prescription glasses. Compliments of Gucci. And there go my cat. I swear, I can't even go 2 steps without him trying to get in. That people separation anxiety is a thing. If you have pets and you go through this, of course you can hear him, right? Yeah, he hear me in here. He hear me talking, and I'm talking about my cat Biggie. Anywho, like I was saying, life has definitely been lifing. Um, been doing this thing called 9 to 5. This work. I am always blessed to have a job, um, but it limits me from doing this. So every chance that I get, every opportunity that I get, I am more than blessed to be on here to talk to you guys and deliver some type of message and just let you know what's going on in the land of the living, and what's going on around us. Before I get into today's show, I want to first call on my prayer warriors, if I may. Many of you know uh, my good friend, um, who I've shared this stage with many a times. Um, you have seen him on the show. You have definitely been if you know me, you know this guy right here. And I'm talking about none other than my brother, Terry Little. Um, and I'm asking a favor right now for my prayer warriors to send special prayers up and keep him uplifted. If you was living under a rock, Terry was diagnosed with, and I hope I don't get this wrong, but he was diagnosed with stage 3 of pancreatic cancer. And no, he had, okay. So before I go any further, he is not gone. He is not. God forbid, he is not gone. He is not gone. He is still here. He is still here. Yes. Um, but he received some very devastating news just recently. Um, he said that the doctors, first they said the cancer has spread it. That's one. And just recently this week, they said that the doctors, he said that the doctors gave him uh 6 months to live. Right. And I'm a man of God. I'm a firm believer of God, but I'm here to tell you that although the doctors may have given him a short time to live, it is not it is not their decision. Yeah. It is not their decision to dictate life. And the only person that I know, and that some of you know, who can do that is God Almighty right now. Yes. So I am asking all of my prayer warriors out there, ones who are looking at this, watching this, who are going to watch this later on, I'm asking you, please, please, please keep my friend, my brother, Terry Little, in your prayers. And, I talked to Terry last week, and he's in good spirit. I was going to say he seems to be, but if you know Terry, like I know Terry, I know him to be funny. I know him to be a fighter. I know him to be, he's not a quitter. He is very persistent in whatever he's doing. And I'm just asking everyone right now to just uplift him in your prayers, uplift him through this whole journey. And, just keep him in your prayers. Just keep him in your thoughts. Even if you don't know Terry, um, please pray for him. Please keep him uplifted, him, his family, his son, because if you don't know Terry, and knew his journey, he's gone through a lot. He's gone, and I think this is the most. I cannot sit here and imagine, although he's in good spirits, but I cannot imagine what he is going through right now. I could not. But you know, like I said, I talked to him. He is in good spirits. He's laughing, you know, but Terry, he's a fighter. He is a fighter, and ever since he was diagnosed with this cancer, and he told all of us, I'm just right now, even saying this to you guys, I'm still in disbelief by this whole thing, you know. But for the doctors, all who have speak of the devil. Speak of the devil, my man, Terry, man. And I said I wasn't going to, get all emotional and stuff because, he wouldn't want me to be that way. But um for all my prayer warriors out there, please, please, please just do me this one solid and just keep Terry in your prayers because the doctors do not have the final say. And I dismiss anything that the doctor's saying to him right now. The person that I know, and all of you, like I said, some of you all know, um, and that is God Almighty, and He has the final say right now. So I am also dedicating this show right now to my good brother, and he is watching right now. This show is for you, and I'm gonna do it like we do it. You see what I'm saying? I'm not gonna hold back, and I'm not gonna sugarcoat anything for what I have to say because we got a powerful show today. So Terry, this one's for you, bro, and I hope that you continue to watch. Yes, yes. I told y'all he's a fighter. He is a fighter. He is, as long as I've known him, um, he has never been a quitter, and he's always persistent. So all my para warriors, please, please, please keep Terry in your prayers. Please keep Terry in your prayers. And that's the favor that I ask for you guys right now. So this show right now, um, sorry for the sorry for the late start. That's one. Um, but I wanted to get everything together and make sure I was good before I went live. But we got a great show, people. So stay tuned. Coming up next, we're gonna get into it because it's a lot going on right here in Baltimore. If you was living under a rock, and it's, it's a lot going on in the world that we have to talk about and we have to be aware of. So don't go nowhere. Much more to come right here on Conversations with Edigga. I am your host, the man that you all know and love, Edigga. Don't go nowhere. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the show. This is Conversations with Edigga. I am your host, the man that you all know and love, Edigga. And I want to first and foremost shout out my wife, Linnea. She is having an event Saturday, September the 27th. All those who live in Baltimore, come out to support. Saturday, September the 25th from 2 to 6 p.m. A sip and decorate. That's right, a sip and decorate. You heard a sip and paint. You said a sipping. You sipping on something and you doing something. But make sure you come out and support. This is her first event. Want to make sure that that first event is a great event. It's $50 per person, which includes a light fare, which is food, drinks, and your personalized hat and socks. Payments can be made via Cash App or Zelle, and that is her Cash App and Zelle information on the flyer. For additional information, please contact Linnea Neal on Facebook. Make sure you are in the house. Make sure you are supporting. Make sure you get there. You will not, let me repeat, you will not be disappointed. So make sure you come out and support. Hey, everybody, like I said, it's going to be an awesome event. Yes, it is great. It's going to be a great event. It's going to be a great event. So make sure you're in the building. All right, people, let me just start off by saying, here in Baltimore, we have these little situations that's going on right now. But one of them in particular that I've been talking about for a minute was squeegee kids. That's right, squeegee kids. Now, for those who don't know what a squeegee kid is, I'm gonna play a video, and they are going to describe what they are, but I'm gonna tell you what they are right here in Baltimore, and probably y'all have seen them in your city and state. But a squeegee kid is a person, and the name the name don't even fit them no more, because squeegee kids ain't even kids. These are teenagers to grown men that stand outside in very busy traffic areas, like by highways. I'm not sure if they buy highways yet, but by street interceptions, I can't even talk today. And by street intersections. There you go. I had to slow it down. And they stand there and they wait for the light to turn red for the car to stop, and they're dodging in and out of traffic just to wipe your windshield with a squeegee. Okay, you see where I went with that? And they called themselves the squeegee kids. Now, I don't even know how long the squeegee kids been a thing in Baltimore. I really don't. But they have been here for a significant amount of time. Now, just recently, the squeegee kids has done some things to make the people react a little different. Now, before I go on, you know me, because I can talk a little bit. I want to play this video, and it shows the squeegee kids in action, and they pretty much going to tell you a little about them. So here it is.
Squeegee kids in Baltimore City. The complicated issue of washing car windows at corners for tips. But likely incoming state's attorney Ivan Bates continues to make one thing clear, telling Fox 45 News when he takes office, he supports the removal of squeegee kids from Baltimore City streets.
I have been clear. I have not changed my stance. I understand, but they can't be there.
Tough talk from Bates, but tonight,
They stop this squeegee, bro. I'm trying to tell you, bro, it's going to be more crime. It's going to go back out here robbing and selling drugs.
perhaps even tougher talk from this squeegee kid. Fox 45 News caught up with him at Mount Royal Terrace near North Avenue. He may not be speaking for all squeegee workers, but his voice certainly resonating over an already controversial issue.
And welcome back to the show. That was just a little quick video to describe who the squeegee that dudes look crazy. Yes. That was a little video to describe a little bit about the squeegee kids. Now, he said something in that video that make you think. Okay. He said if it wasn't for if no more squeegee kids, it's just going to turn into a life of crime and selling drugs. Okay, I get that. Now, the purpose, like I said, the purpose for the squeegee kids is to not sell drugs and to not live a life of crime. But as of late, and there have been numerous accusations, allegedly, but one person can attest to being robbed, not at gunpoint, not at forceful entry, but being robbed by a squeegee kid. And I have her video as well. She went live on Instagram, and she talked about the experience when she got robbed by a squeegee kid. Now, So here's my thing with this. This show ties into all of what I'm talking about today about Taco, Westmore, and Brandon Scott, our mayor and governor, beefing with Taco about sending in troops into Baltimore to tackle crime, like he did in DC. But why would you send the troops into DC to only tackle the homeless people? But then we're going to talk about a little later on in the show. But I want to play this video by a lady. Her name is Shanae. Shanae Platter. Her name is Shanae Platter. She does live here in Baltimore. Robbed by a squeegee, yes. um, and she talks about her experience being robbed. Like I said, not at gunpoint, not by forceful entry, but being robbed by a squeegee kid. So, like I said, you kind of, you one bad apple spoiled a bunch. There you go. That's all I need to say. One bad apple spoils it for everybody. You got a bucket, you got a basket of good apples, you put that one bad apple in, boom. You just assume that all the clean apples, all the good apples are now bad apples because you're gonna put that one rotten, nasty apple in that basket. So now you just have this perception that all squeegee kids are out to scam and rob people. So I'm going to play this video right here. I do need to say the video is rather long. It's not that long, but I do need to play it just to give you a sense of what I'm talking about. And it's crazy because, like I said, it's been going on for a minute. It's been going on for a minute. Now, here she is. Her name is Shanae Platter. And she tells her side of the story and what she experienced being robbed by a squeegee kid. So here it is.
Hello, TikTok. I had to come on here and share this story. It has been troubling me since it happened on Sunday. I love to give back to people. I just love, giving. So I'm always donating. I'm a part of like a Facebook group where we feed the needy. I drop off deliveries. I give clothes, whatever I can give away. I hate throwing things away, and I love to help people in need. So, that's just what I do. Anyway, I'm from Baltimore, born and bred, from the hood, grew up in the ghetto, if that's what you want to call it. I'm not a project girl. I didn't grow up in the projects, but I grew up in East Baltimore, north in Washington to be exact. Then I moved down the hill. I lived on like Eden and Madison near Hopkins. So I'm from around the way. Like I'm not.
All right. So before I go on, like she said, she's from Baltimore. She didn't grow up in the projects, which it don't really matter. And she never experienced anything like this. You see what I'm saying? She is like so naive to the squeegee kids. You see what I'm saying? Because I mean, honestly, like if you coming in from Baltimore, if you're from out of town, you come to Baltimore and you not know what's going on. Because if you see a group of guys on the corner, you're just going to quickly assume that it's trouble. You see what I'm saying? And they're dressed in their regular clothes, and they got their squeegees, they got their bucket, they got the cleaning solution and stuff like that. And when you see that, it's like you're still a little skeptical. You see what I'm saying? But I'm gonna let her finish her story. I'm gonna let this video play out, and then come back and talk about this particular situation.
Naive by any means. Now, I'm out of that life. I've, made a successful life for myself and my family. But, I never forget where I come from, and I try to give everybody a chance. So If you're from Baltimore, you would know about the squeegee boys. They get a bad rap. They've done a lot of bad things, but for the most part, my experience with them has been, uneventful. And sometimes I just see them as young kids just trying to get a job, trying to make a little bit of money. Again, I haven't had any bad experiences with them. So this Sunday, I am, leaving church. My twin sister and I, we were taking the kids out to lunch after we left church, and I was in a great mood. And we were driving down Martin Luther King Boulevard, and I saw the squeegee boys. My car window was a little dirty, so I'm like, let me stop and let them clean my window, give them a little something. Now, looking back, the person who approached me was probably not a kid, but more so like a middle-aged male. And I thought I had like a couple of dollars in my wallet, and I was trying to look for it, but at the same time, I had some other money in my wallet that I didn't want him to see, just because, again, I'm not naive. So I didn't want to fiddle around in my wallet. And I was like, okay, well, you got Apple Pay or you have Cash App? He was like, yeah, I got Apple Pay. So I had my phone like plugged in the charger because I'm thinking, well, suppose he tried to take my phone. So I was kind of holding on to my phone, but he was like, I can put my number in. He said I could put my number in. So me being, I guess you can call me dumb, stupid, whatever, naive, because I just don't think in that diabolical manner. I don't think to do crooked, scammy things. Didn't know. So I'm like, well, go ahead and put your number in. So he's like putting these numbers in. He was like, oh, no, Apple Pay doesn't work. I can do Cash App. I'm like, okay. So the light is about to change. And he's still putting the numbers in. And I mean, I could say my radar went off, but it didn't. Maybe I felt a little uneasy, but maybe I ignored it. I don't know. So he was like, let me put my Cash App, and he's putting these numbers in, and I'm just not really paying attention because, again, when you don't do bad things, you don't think that people are going to do bad things, okay? So, again, whatever. So he gives me the phone back, and he was like, it's asking for your PIN. And I'm like, what? And I couldn't even remember my Cash App PIN anyway. So at this point, he gave me the phone back, and I put my PIN in. Normally, I thought it takes my Face ID, and I thought it was asking for my PIN to open up my phone, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, I put the PIN in. Y'all, I put my PIN in, and this person, mind you, I was so nice to him. I was like, y'all get a bad rap, but I'm here to help you, brother. You stay good, stay out of trouble. He looking at me. He see I got a car full of kids. I look like I just came from church. Like I said, I'm always very respectful, always polite to people. I have no reason to be mean and nasty to anyone. And I'm going to give everybody a chance. I don't care what they say about squeegee boys. I don't care what they say about a black male in a T-shirt. Unless you do something to me, I have no reason to prejudge you. So I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt. Like I said, being very nice and kind to him. So I put my PIN number in, whatever I had to do to get into my Cash App. Y'all, this person, and now if you know how Cash App works, I guess once you do that, the money is sent. This person, let me get closer because I want y'all to feel how I'm feeling right now. This person sent $900 to themselves. I said, why did you do that? He was like, you did that. I said, why? I said, I'm being nice to you and I'm helping you, and that's what you do, $900? Like, in that moment, I mean, people were saying you should have ran him over, you did this. But like I said, I was just shocked beyond belief that somebody would do.
Okay, I'm gonna stop it right there, but I'm gonna continue on with the video. First of all, couple things that I took away from this part of the video is I don't give a damn who you are. If I am in the car and I'm not giving you my phone. That's where she messed up at. I'm okay. And I'm not laughing at her. I'm just laughing like I'm not giving up my phone. I am not giving nobody my phone, especially, hear me out, especially somebody I don't know. Somebody is standing outside and they're telling me to do this, do that, do this. No, Tell me, and I'll put it in my phone. I will put it. Give me all of your credentials, all of that. Because now here's okay. I promise you, I'll go back to the video. Here's the thing. You're trying to get money. I get that. But why in the blue hell you got a Cash App? That's one. That's how they get you. They scamming. They are scamming. Now, you said you live here in Baltimore. Sweetie, I don't give a damn. You naive and good hearted and you give to this and you give to that. I'm sorry. Your problem. And I don't know if she may see this or a little bit down the line, but your problem was you gave him your phone. That was the biggest no-no. You do not give nobody your phone. You keep your phone and you tell them what's your password, what's your information. You key in everything that is supposed to get keyed in or typed in or whatever the case, and you press that button. You do not give nobody your phone. Just needed to say that.
Something so hateful, so devious. Like I said, I feel stupid, but I refuse to accept blame for people being evil and hateful. Like that hurt me to my heart. It's not even about the money because thanks to God, like I said, that money is water under a bridge. Okay. I'm probably going to get it back because my bank will you know what I'm saying? Will probably, I called the police. So I'm going to get the money back. And for some reason, if I don't, I'm going to be okay. You know, and if somebody needed that money that bad, I pray it's a blessing to them. Seriously.
I don't know. I don't know all about that. First of all, $900 is a lot of money. Trust me. 900 is a lot of goddamn money. Ain't no way in God's green in the history of niggerdom is anybody going to say anything and say, "Oh, well, I'll think I'll get it back." No, you lost $900, boo boo. And if you have a very good bank, you say you do. I don't know. That's between you and your bank. Maybe you'll get it back. Maybe you get half of it back. But this is the ultimate lesson learned because $900, sweetie, is a lot of money.
Seriously, I'm being serious. But just that somebody could do something like that, you know, it's out of my hands. I'm going to let the Lord fight my battle, and I really feel sorry for this young man, for real. But my family don't play about me. So what happens, happens. But, you know, I'm jaded now. Like, I'm sorry. Never again. You won't ever catch me being a fool again. But I don't think I was wrong to try to help somebody. Like, I don't. And, you know, even that same night in that group that I told y'all about, there was a young lady saying she needed help to feed her children. They haven't ate in days. I could have been upset, like, no, I ain't helping nobody. But what did I do? Made her a care package. I had some brand new baby clothes to send to her. You know, I'm not going to let people change who I am. But that right there, like I said, you know, the guilt feeling like I was stupid. I shouldn't have done that. But it is what it is. But here's my lesson to you. If you're in Baltimore, if you think I want to help somebody, the squeegee boys, and I'm not giving them all a bad rap, but from here on out, you don't have a dollar coming to you from me. I'm sorry. And if you're out there, don't let anybody hold your phone. I had no idea that you could do it like that. I just didn't know. So yeah, it's troubling. It's very troubling. I try not to think about it, but that hurt me to my core. I still love my city. I still am going to be the loving person that I am, you know, forgiving. If I see him, it's on sight. If my family see him, it's on sight. But he got a higher power to deal with because I gave it to him with pure intentions. You know what I'm saying? I would have given, I mean, if he would have took $90, to be honest, I wouldn't even been mad. I'm like, you know what? You probably needed that. It would have been nothing. But to go that $900.
So, like it's okay. So, a couple of things. Like I said, you first of all, you said it. I'm not giving my phone away. let me tell you something. Being a male here in this city, I'm always on high alert. Always on high alert. I've when you walk the streets, I'm not saying that you got to walk on eggshells out here, but as long as I've been living in Baltimore all my life, I've never had the opportunities to live in another state or city. I never. I did all 52 years of me living was living right here in Baltimore. I've lived out in the county. I lived right in the city. I lived on both sides. I lived on the east side and the west side. I probably lived on the north side. I probably lived on the south side. I've lived all around the city. The one thing that this city has taught me in living here and the 52 years that I've been living is that never trust no one. Like I said, I do not trust no one. When I'm out in the street, I am on high alert. And the one thing you will not see me do, even if I it's crazy because when I'm exchanging information from a person that I know, I'm keeping my phone. I am keeping my phone. My phone is in my hand. Boo boo, that's where you went wrong. You gave your phone to a person that you do not know, especially financial information to a person that you do not know. I don't give a damn if you was trying to be a good Samaritan, you was trying to be Jesus, you was trying to be Joseph or Mary or the donkey that he rode in on. I don't care. You gave your phone, this little thing right here, you gave that to a person that you don't know. Now you said you said you claim you was born and bred here. You born and raised, right? I am charging. Leave me alone. Yeah, okay. You should have known that you don't give your devices to anybody that you don't know, especially some people out in the street. I don't care if you had good intentions, you have a good heart, you a good Samaritan, you go to church, you help the homeless, you feed the homeless, you help people in need. I don't give a damn all about that, sweetie. I'm sorry. You do not give your phone to a person that you don't know, and especially your financial information. That was financial information. I hey, and what he say? What did he say when you did it and all else said and done? Oh, you did that. Actually, he was right. He was right. You did that. You gave him the phone to put his information in. He could have put in anything. And you lucky he stopped at 900 because most people will just go for the gusto and be like, oh, let me just put in 2,000 and thinking that they put in 20. Nah, boo boo. Mm-mm. These squeegee kids out here, they have found a way to scam. They have found a way. And I'm sorry, I'm sad to say it. I'm sad to say it because in the video, he said, well, I ain't trying to live a life of crime or I ain't trying to sell drugs. Oh, no, no, no. That was a cop out. The word for the day, people, is cop out. No, they have found a way so they won't have to sell drugs or they won't have to commit a crime. Although they're on that corner trying to get $1 or trying to get $2 or some change. Oh, they big scamming. They big scamming. You just think that a person just going to stand out in the corner and think that a person just going to roll down their window and just give you $1? No. But on the flip side of that, let's conjure up a way to scam some people. Now, I'm not going to say that all of them are bad. But the reports that I've been seeing and the clips that I've been seeing on the news and the shit that I've seen out in public for myself, I don't trust them. I'm sorry. Like I said, when it started out, maybe they had good intentions to say, look, I'm tired of selling drugs. Now here's another thing before I move on to my next topic. How come it is hard for them to find a goddamn job? I can't just imagine that all of them are homeless. That's one. Why is it so hard for these niggas you can't find a job like a regular 9 to 5? Just proves my point. I'm sorry. It just proves my point that you want money, but you don't want to work hard for the money. So you got to figure out another way to get the money without robbing, forceful robbing with guns and selling drugs. Now you don't want to do a 9 to 5 because you got to work. That little word scares people. Work. Ooh. Believe it or not, the word work scares a lot of people. Like, you got to go to work. You see what I'm saying? Like, they don't want to work hard for the money, but they will scam for the money. And that's why, I'm sorry, and I hate to say it, that's why I don't trust them. Hey, don't go nowhere, much more to come, because you ain't even safe in church no more. Coming back more with Conversations with Edigga. Don't go nowhere, much more to come. That's right, good people. Make sure you are in the building. Make sure you are in the building Saturday, September the 27th from 2 to 6 p.m. To Sip and Decorate event hosted by my wife, Linnea. Make sure you are in the building. The cost of this event is $50 per person. That includes a light fare, food. Okay. Drinks and a personalized hat and socks. Hat or socks. Make sure you make your payments through Cash App. And that's our Cash App information right there. And or Zelle. And that is our Zelle information. Make sure you're in the building. 1100 Ricestown Road, Suite 106, Pikesville, Maryland, 21208. Make sure you are there. Make sure you are in the building for a great, 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 great event. Make sure you're coming out and supporting. Monies have to be turned in very soon, by the 12th, I believe. So make sure you get your payments in and make sure you're in the building. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Conversations with Edigga. I am your host, the man that you all know and love, Edigga. Yes. And like I said, good people, when it rains, it pours. That's right, because you're not even safe in church no more. You're not even safe. You think that you going to church to have a good time. Nah, you're not even safe in church no more.
Come on, man, even in church?
Surveillance video starts as 78-year-old Linda Morrow arrives early for a prayer meeting at Hilldale Baptist Church in Clarksville, Tennessee. Two women join her. One sits in front, the other right behind. They strike up a conversation. Then it happens. One stranger asks Linda to hold hands and pray together. Her head bowed and eyes closed, Linda is distracted. Cops say the woman behind reaches into her bag, takes out Linda's wallet, and helps herself to the cash and other items. Then she puts the empty wallet back in Linda's bag. Two women hightail it out of the church. Cops say these suspects went on a $7,000 shopping spree at a Sam's Club store using Linda's credit cards. Later that night, the outraged pastor Larry Robertson spoke out about the theft from the lectern.
Keep your eye on your wallet, even in church, I guess.
I couldn't believe it.
What happened is ridiculously easy.
That's right, good people. You're not even safe in church no more. And this goes along the lines with, like I said, with the squeegee kids. They have found a way to scam. Everybody out here right now is scamming people. You need to be on high alert. You need to be on high alert. These heifers went to Sam's Club with that woman's money and racked up $7,000. Who does that? You need to be on high alert. It ain't no more, oh, well, I thought. No, you cannot. You cannot be that naive nowadays. I'm sorry. You cannot be that naive. I used to tell my son a lot when he was growing up. And then still to present day, you have to look around. You have to look at your surroundings. You have to be mindful. You have to check out who's around you at all times. You cannot trust people. And I'm not saying, you just don't, you not trusting people just in general. You just can't trust people nowadays. I'm sorry. Because people will, and it's crazy because when I was, like I said, when I was growing up, and when a person comes in front of me, and I still do this to this day, when a person that I don't know comes in front of me, one, you're in my personal space. That's red flag right there. When a person used to come in front of me, I always used to turn around to see who's in back of me. And I learned that from a movie and TV. The person came walking up and there was somebody come behind the person. So the person that's walking up to me is a distraction. The person in the back of me is trying to harm me, but the person that coming in front of me got my full attention. So the person in the back of me is about to do something. And it plays a lot with school. When I was in middle school, it was these two heifers that I used to go to school with. Not going to say their name, but they know who they are. And one used to get in the back of me and like bend over, like they used to bend over. And I'm explaining a little, I'm gonna explain this because I know you're saying, like, what the hell? They bending over. That's supposed to be a good thing. Anyhow, one used to get in the back of me and bend over. The one used to get in front of me, distracted me to push me, so I will trip over the person that's in the back of me that's bent over. You see what I'm saying? To this day, when you come in front of me, I'm looking behind me. I'm turning around like who in the back of me that's trying to do something to me, because the person that's coming in front of you is to get your attention, to take you away from what's going on in the back of you. That's like when I'm outside, I am on high alert. High alert. Like what's going on beside me, in the back of me, in front of me, underneath. I am on high alert. High alert. And that's how it is right now with the squeegee kids, people in church. You can't even worship God in peace no more. And they are in there. They ain't even the pastor no more. They are in there and they are looking for people to get over on. And it's crazy. It is people are scamming every single day. But the worst thing is people calling you the N-word. Oh, yeah. Because they feel that they are privileged. That's right. One employee in a fast food restaurant called another employee the N-word. And you know they white. They was white. Here it is.
Yeah, they should be terminated. I want to know if they're going to be terminated. If they're not going to be terminated, then we need to go to the next step. Yeah, I'm about to ask her right now. I don't know where she went, but I'm going to find out who it was. Who's calling you a nigga?
Who?
Manager?
No, him right there? Cooking food?
The white boy calling people niggas?
He don't hear nobody, he don't hear us having this conversation.
So he shouldn't still be working.
And I'm gonna have a talk with him right now.
You need to have that talk or I'll have that talk. So figure it out quickly.
Yeah, I'm gonna have a talk. I just have customers in my guys.
Deal with it. I'm gonna wait around because I have the talk. Because I want him to call me that.
Yes.
And I'm gonna deal with him right now, okay?
Yeah, okay.
After I'm done with the
take care of your business.
Do you guys want any drinks?
No, I don't want nothing. I want you to take care of your business.
Nothing beats a Jet2 holiday. And right now, you can save £50 per person. That's £200 off.
Let me share something with you, white people, if you haven't already known. We ain't going for it no more. We ain't going for it no more. See, this little taco and that thing called the White House right now, he got y'all gassed up. Like the movie 8 Mile. The free world got you gassed up. I'm here to tell you, we ain't going for it no more. Or you can try it. It ain't gonna go well. Let me help you. Help me help you. Stop it. Stop it. Because it's not going, white people, it's not going to go well at all. You can try it and you think you succeeded. You see what she did. She went back and got her whole family and they was waiting. But you see him, you saw him. He was standing there like, oh shit. Oh, and he turned around real quick. You see that, right? We ain't going for it no more. We ain't going for it. See, like I said, Taco have got your minds so misconstrued. Y'all, Taco is going to cause y'all to get your ass whooped. Try it. That's all I need to say. Try it and see what the fuck happened. Because y'all just thinking, nigga. Y'all. Don't let that man in that White House get you hooked up. Because that's what it is. Y'all privileged. You think you privileged. You can walk around, nigger. And just as soon people, hey, black people, the one thing we going to do, we going to act out. That's the one thing we going to definitely do. You can count your money on that. We are definitely going to act out. That little girl went back and told her parents, got her brothers. You see where they was at, right? They was posted up. They ain't moving. You heard what the daddy said. Daddy said, you better take care of it. You better talk to him before I talk to him. Manager's like, oh, would you like something? Would you like something to drink? No, I don't want nothing to drink. Handle it before I handle it. This ain't 1950 no more. You see what I'm saying? This ain't 1950. This ain't the 1960s. You see what I'm saying? Oh, you can try it all you want. And that's what they do. They do, hey, nigger, nigger. And you think it's cool because you think you're cool with some black people, and that gives you the right to freely say. And some of y'all white people think y'all slick too. Some of y'all white people think y'all slick, and you want to say it. You want. It's been built up in you for a long time, and you just think that I'm going to. You wake up and I'm gonna call him a nigga and get your ass whooped because you brought it on yourself. And then you ask, well, why y'all get to say it so freely? Because we can relate to one another. You can't. See, let me enlighten y'all on some stuff. See, back long time ago days. Back long time ago days. There was these places called plantations, you see. Yeah, these plantations, and there were these white people called slave masters. Okay, you see where I'm going at with this? Long time ago days, and there was these in the us's. They were slaves, and see we was conditioned. We ran away, we got beat. Some of us got hung, and some of us got killed. You know, we ain't had no more choices. We had to settle with it. But now, fast forward into present days, you see, we's are free now. We's are now for some of us. And that's another podcast. We's are free now, right? And you can't freely say the word. You can say it all you want to your white friends and while we're not around, but say it to somebody and see what happens. They're either going to pull up or they're going to confront you themselves. And even if you have white friends, and you do the common thing that y'all like to say, well, I grew up with black people. No, that's not the same thing, boo boo. It's not. In a nutshell, what I'm trying to tell you is, and I hope you listen very closely, and I'm gonna just give you a few seconds to, clean out your eardrums and receive this. So here we go. Here you go. Even if you have white friends or black friends and you say that you grew up with black people, you still can't say the word. Sorry, not sorry. I'm just keeping it a buck. I'm just saving y'all from an ass whipping. I don't like to see anybody get ass beat. Just to get an ass whipping, just to randomly get ass whippings. There's got to be a reason for you to get ass whipping. I'm just trying to save you from an ass whipping because there's some things that y'all really don't know. Gotta enlighten y'all. You see what I'm saying? I gotta enlighten y'all. Gotta gotta tell y'all sometimes, because y'all don't listen, and y'all just think that I have black friends and Charles was over here yesterday. No, it don't work like that. So let's do everybody a favor. Let's do everybody a favor and just keep the peace, increase the peace. Just don't say it. Just don't say it. Don't get scared after the fact. You wasn't scared when you called her a nigga. I know I'm almost said nigger. And nigger. And it ain't even nigger. It is Nigga. It's nigger with the strong ER. With the strong ER. That nigga. What's up, my nigga? That's us. Y'all, nigger. That's grounds for ass whipping. Ass whipping grounds has been set. Hey, coming back, we're going to talk about it. That's right. Westmore, Governor Westmore, Brandon Scott, they beefing with Taco right now because Taco, for some reason, and those who want to know who the hell Taco is, who is Taco? I'm talking about y'all president that's in that White House. Taco can't seem to keep Baltimore name out his mouth for some reason. Don't go nowhere. Much more to come. We're going to talk about it. And welcome back to the show. Yes. This is Conversations with Edigga. I am your host, the man that you all know and love, Edigga. If you're just joining in, make sure you are in the building Saturday, September the 27th. Mark it on your calendars. That's right, from 2 to 6 p.m. It's going down. The Sip and Decorate. My wife, Linnea, is hosting her very first event. The Sip and Decorate, 1100 Ricestown Road, Suite 106. That's in Pikesville, Maryland, 21208. The cost of this event is $50, which includes a very light fare, drinks, your personalized hat, and socks. Make sure you get there. You can make your payments, and payments are due very soon. You can make your payments two ways, even with our Cash App, and that is our Cash App information right there, and by Zelle. And that is her Zelle information. Make sure you're in the building for additional information. For more information, contact Linnea Neal on Facebook. If you're just joining in, we was talking about a series of things. We was talking about them squeegee boys right here in Baltimore. They scamming. I'm telling you, they scamming. Stay away from them. If you got $1 or $2 in your pocket, they come around, they wash your. And even still, like I said, this is the shit that I be seeing. Like, if you don't give them no money, they're kicking your car. If you don't give them no money, they gonna take their little squeegees and hit your car. I've seen it. But the ultimate is they scamming. Yeah, they big scamming. They scammed somebody. This lady, I just played the video. They scammed her out of $900. That is a lot of money. I'm here to tell you. That is a lot of money. Ain't no way in hell that you gonna get got like that by me. I'm sorry. I ain't all because she gave him your phone. She gave them her phone. Now you ain't scamming me like that. And we was talking about the employee who called another employee the N-word. Yes, not the nigger, the nigger with their strong ER. And he just thought that, yeah, I can do whatever the hell I want because of the Taco that's in the White House. He's giving y'all some big advantages. He's giving y'all some big freedoms and saying, you can call him nigger. It's okay. And sometimes I might call him nigger myself under my breath. They can't hear it. I used to do it all the time. You can call him that. He is giving y'all some privileges. And y'all just sitting there looking like, I'm going to call them a nigger. Can't do that. Can't do that. Can't call some people nigger and not to get anything happen to you. Now, in that video, which y'all tune in, y'all see that video, he got fired on the spot. Serve him right. don't feel bad for him. You bring it on yourself. So, like I said before the break, we got something to talk about. And I was holding this for last for a reason. Because Taco just cannot seem to keep Baltimore City name out of his mouth. Here's what I'm talking about.
We have other cities also that are bad, very bad. You look at Chicago, how bad it is. You look at Los Angeles, how bad it is. We have other cities that are very bad. New York has a problem. And then you have, of course, Baltimore and Oakland. We don't even mention that anymore. They're so far gone. We're not going to let it happen. We're not going to lose our cities over this. And this will go further. We're starting very strongly with D.C., and we're going to clean it up real quick, very quickly, as they say.
We're going to clean it up real quickly, as they say. Yo, first of all, how do you know all of this? Now I know you supposed to be the president. You ain't my president. But how do you know all of this if you have not come to Baltimore? You're just looking on the news, looking on at what people are telling you. Oh yeah, Baltimore, big bad man, big Baltimore is horrible. Now I can't speak for the other cities. Can't speak for the, like I said, I never had the opportunity to go to another city to live. But I can relate because all the cities, Chicago, DC, Baltimore, it's another one. All of these have something in common. Either a black mayor or a black governor. You notice that. Okay. Now, here's my thing. This is probably the third time you done said something about Baltimore. I don't see no money coming in. Now, you want to send the troops bad. I don't see no resources. I don't see no money. I don't see no federal aid. Now, when Governor Westmore invited you to come to Baltimore, what did he say? Here it is.
New reaction today as President Trump targets more American cities for possible National Guard deployment. Here's Maryland's governor.
If the President of the United States were to have a serious conversation with me and say, what can we do, particularly when you look at the cost of the National Guard of well over $1 million a day, what could we actually do? Do you know what I would tell him? I would tell him things like, we need to make sure we're increasing funding for local law enforcement, and we have to invest in our community groups and community organizations. Like that's a serious approach, how to address this issue. But asking me to deploy my National Guard, people who are not trained for municipal policing, is just not a serious approach.
And this comes as federal authorities prepare to flood Chicago in just a few days. Well, joining me now is National Action Network president and host of Politics Nations here at MSNBC, Reverend Al Sharpton. Good to see you, my friend, on this Labor Day weekend. So, Rev, you have Maryland Governor Westmore there, who seems to be taking a harder line against Trump. A headline, in fact, in the Washington Post marks this shift, reading, "Why Maryland's governor leaned into a fight with Trump. This one is personal." What's your takeaway, Rev, from his remarks and what might have caused Moore to change his tone?
I think that what Moore is changing his tone, or it appears to be, is consistent with his position all along, and that is that there is clear evidence, clear data that says crime is going down in Baltimore and other places that the president has mentioned. And now he's using the whole question of going after immigrants, people that are migrants that are here using ICE to really come into these cities. And these cities are certainly showing that they can rise to the occasion of bringing down crime and dealing with the question of immigration. And I think that what the president has.
Okay, I'm gonna stop it right there. Why is it that Wes Moore started this conversation? Why is it that Wes Moore started it? No, Taco, you started this. Now let's go back. Let's backtrack. You sent the troops into DC to do what? Don't worry, I'll wait. You sent the troops into DC to clean up crime, this, that, and the third. All I saw them doing was one, cleaning up trash in the park. All I see them doing was attacking homeless people. Who or what in the blue hell? Or when did homeless people become criminals?
Has done and has done consistently is go after cities with black mayors, and in the state of Maryland, a black governor.
Well, local leaders in Chicago are certainly bracing for a wave of ICE and Border Patrol agents sometime this week amid some very vocal pushback. Listen to this.
What his ultimate desire is to come into our city, to break the Constitution, and to break our democracy, and to break our city. He is reckless and out of control. He is the biggest threat to our democracy that we've experienced in the history of our country.
Chicago Mayor Johnson there. So are all of these decisions from Trump leading further away from democracy into autocracy? I mean, what is the message that the administration is sending, Rev?
The message is that the president is seeking to be what he joked about, or was he joking, is the question, about a dictatorship. Isn't it ironic that the Republican Party and the conservatives in general were the ones saying that national government should not interfere with states? They were the states' rights party. And now all of a sudden they want national government to do exactly that. So this is clearly an overreach, and it will not protect citizens from either those that are criminal that have been here as immigrants, or those that are committing crimes in these cities. The real question is, why is this president being very selective? Crime rates are higher in the home borough or the home district of the Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson, than it is in the whole state of Maryland, in Baltimore or in Chicago. Why aren't we sending National Guard there? Why aren't we sending ICE other places? Why is this being so selective? So he's trying to feed red meat to his base, and he's trying to, in my opinion, profile blacks in higher office.
So Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson was recently on Morning Joe, where he was unclear whether he would welcome federal funding for law enforcement. Take a listen, Rev.
Do you believe the streets of Chicago would be safer if you got all of those other extraordinary programs put back into place, which do have a history of being successful, if that's complemented by having 5,000 more cops on the streets of Chicago?
I don't believe that we should narrow it down to just police officers, Joe, is what I'm saying. That is an antiquated approach. I'm saying we've invested in detectives.
Mr. Mayor, are you hearing what I'm saying? I'm agreeing with you that all of these other social programs are extraordinarily important. I just need a yes or a no.
What's your takeaway from that exchange, Rev?
My takeaway is that clearly the mayor, who will be on Politics Nation today, is saying that you cannot deal with an end result without dealing with root causes, because then you're only going to be getting the same results. They need to have programs funded. They need local police funded. When you see cities where they've taken away $1 billion from what is needed in the city in terms of these areas that they claim they're concerned about, then how is the remedy to bring in federal officers, law enforcement, or designated by the federal government? Are we trying to find a solution? Or are we trying to scapegoat people for a problem that all of us are concerned about? And there is documented evidence that we have been dealing adequately in some of these cities. The ones he's named, all of these cities, they've been adequately taking crime down and doing what they're supposed to do in terms of dealing with immigrants.
Okay. Thank you, Rev. Appreciate your time as always.
So that was the Reverend Al Sharpton, leader of the Action Network, talking about the cities, Baltimore, Chicago, DC, and believe it or not, there's more cities to come. Now, moving, like I said, in Baltimore, it's just been an ongoing word battle between Governor Westmore and Taco. And since then, Mayor Brandon Scott, mayor of Baltimore City, has been included in that tug of war. So this is what Brandon Scott had to say about the whole ordeal in Baltimore.
President Trump is threatening to send National Guard troops into other Democratic-led cities after ordering the Guard into Washington, D.C. One of his main targets is Baltimore. The president has repeatedly described the city as crime-ridden and today suggested the Guard could, quote, clean it up. Maryland's Democratic governor, Wes Moore, called the threats inappropriate, and he invited the president to visit Baltimore to see firsthand the progress the city and state leaders say they've made in driving down crime. The president pushed back during a cabinet meeting this afternoon.
Wes Moore was telling me I want to walk with the president. Well, I said, I want to walk with you too someday, but first you got to clean up your crime, because I'm not walking in Baltimore right now. Baltimore is a hellhole.
For more, we're joined now by the mayor of Baltimore.
I'm going to go back to the video, but Baltimore is a hellhole. That's big talk from a person that never been here. And you know, a lot of people, I tell this story all the time. You know, when I used to travel, they used to watch. That was when The Wire. Remember HBO, The Wire, was hot and heavy. It was out, and a lot of people that I know say, you know, I ain't never coming to Baltimore because of The Wire. Okay, so first of all, you know, and I believe me, trust me, I understand, but I don't understand that if you've never been to Baltimore, never been, how can you just assume that a HBO series is like Baltimore? Similar, but it's not. Here's why. Because all of that stuff happened in that series happened in a particular part of Baltimore. Not all, hear me out, not all Baltimore is the same. There are some good parts and some bad parts. It all depends on where you want to go. Now, Taco, never been. You just assuming that just as soon that plane touch ground, you're going to hear gunshots. When people come from out of town to Baltimore, just as soon that plane or that train or that bus come into Baltimore, you're going to hear gunshots. You're going to see crackheads. You're going to see this. You're going to see that. Baltimore is so much more than crackheads. It's so much more than homeless people. There are some great, and I'm not just saying this, people, because I've lived here all my goddamn life. There are some bad parts in Baltimore. There are some very excellent parts in Baltimore. And people just assume that just when you touch down, when you come into Baltimore, all hell is going to break loose. You're going to hear everything, or you're going to see everything that you saw in The Wire. Pretty much. It is not like that. And I need to, if I was wearing a hat, I would take my hat off to Governor Westmore and Mayor Brandon Scott for their continued efforts to bring down the crime. It was at one time that somebody was getting killed every single weekend. And I am almost certain that Taco is reliving those moments. He hasn't even made himself present into present day, which crime has significantly decreased 30%. And that is a huge accomplishment from Baltimore. So I'm gonna stop right there. I'm gonna let Brandon speak, and we're coming back for more.
Baltimore, Brandon Scott. Mr. Mayor, thank you for being with us.
Thank you for having me.
And I know you say you welcome support from federal law enforcement when it's coordinated, but what's your response to what you heard there from President Trump and his threat to send National Guard troops into Baltimore? How seriously are you taking that threat?
Well, we take it very seriously, but first and foremost, I just think that to have the President of the United States, the person who's supposed to be the leader of the free world, talking about their own cities that way, but two, more importantly, not acknowledging that the city of Baltimore is safer today than it has been in my lifetime because of the leadership of myself and others here from our police department, our state's attorney, our attorney general, our violence intervention workers who work hard each and every day. We're safer now than even in his first term. It's just very disrespectful, and it's unfortunate. But we still welcome that support if done the right way, because we work with our federal law enforcement partners each and every day here in Baltimore. And have never been one for the political dog and pony show or the gotcha and the back and forth. That's never been my style. My style is to focus on what matters the most to me, and that's continuing this historic reduction in violence in Baltimore. Because as you and I are talking right now, we have the fewest amount of homicides through this date on record. And that's something that the president or anyone else can take away from us, but we're not celebrating. We're acknowledging that and saying that we can go further, and would hope that the president would work alongside us to do that, instead of trying to treat my city as a political theater or political pawns in some game, because that's not something that we appreciate.
Well, to your point, Baltimore has seen real progress. Homicides are down by more than 20% over last year. Non-fatal shootings down nearly 20%. But the city is still battling one of the highest violent crime rates in the country. What more needs to happen to sustain the gains that you're seeing?
Yeah, I think that we have to continue the strategy. And I think that what your viewers have to understand is that when you're talking about Baltimore and its crime rate, right, you're talking about us having years of having 300 plus homicides. We broke that with an historic reduction in 2023. And then we had another record-breaking year in 2024. And we are now down 30% this year so far on that record reduction. Everyone understands that this is an issue that we need to tackle. It's actually the reason why I got into public service in the first place. I decided when I was 7 years old that I wanted to be the mayor of Baltimore because I saw someone be shot in my community and no one cared, right? We are talking to someone who also was the co-lead of the 300 Men March, the largest anti-violence movement that the Baltimore city has ever seen, where me and 30 of my closest friends would walk around the toughest neighborhoods in the city, the ones that were experiencing that violence, every Friday night. No guns, no vests, none of that. This is an issue that's very personal to me in so many different ways. And what we need to see happen is continued investment. We need the president to restore cuts to federal grants for programming that is around community violence intervention. We need him to send more FBI, DEA, ATF agents to work alongside our police department on their predetermined already missions and cases, not taking them off of these cases to roam around D.C. or any other city or to do immigration, but allowing them to continue to go after gun traffickers, violent offenders, drug organizations. That's what we need to have happen to continue this, because you don't see me celebrating. We are safer than we've ever been in my lifetime, and that's still not enough for me.
It has been more than 2 weeks since President Trump deployed the National Guard in Washington, D.C. D.C., as you know, is unique in that it falls under federal authority, whereas Baltimore does not. But what lessons do you take from how it has played out so far?
Well, that one is a very real thing, and two, that we have to be making sure that we're communicating with our residents and other folks about that this is a possibility for us. We hope that the president hears that we would like to see public safety investment done the right way, but that also we have to be prepared for if this does come. And I think that that's the conversation that I'm having, that mayors around the country are having, and that we have to realize that even amidst all of this progress on reduction of violence in Baltimore and D.C. and Chicago, all these other cities, this is a real a threat to our communities, and that we have to also not be fooled. Stay focused on our mission here, not allow these distraction tactics and this flooding the zone to distract us away from the things that matter here at home.
Yeah. You know, I have spoken with Democrats who say...
So for the sake of time, you know, here's my thought before I move on to the next topic and wrap it up for the day's show. If you've never been to Baltimore and only rely on news and fictitious movies and things of that nature of the depiction of Baltimore, keep Baltimore out of your mouth. If you've never been here, you probably know somebody, you probably have a relative or two that live here. And you just come to your assumptions and think that, you know, just because you see it on TV and, you know, and you have the right to say certain things about Baltimore, don't. Keep Baltimore out of your mouth. I don't give a damn who you are. If you never lived here, if you never visit here, and even a visit can't even compare to the length of time that some people have been born and raised. I know a lady right now who lived on her block for 40 some odd years. 40 years. If you never lived here, if they never came here, if they never visited, and I'm talking about not just coming here and going to the harbor. I'm talking about actually living here. Keep Baltimore out of your mouth. Somebody used to tell me this when I was little. If you're not a part, hear me now. If you're not a part of the solution, you are the problem. If you're thinking now, if you may think sending troops here to Baltimore is the solution, no. If you're not a part of the solution, if you can't think of another way, to help Baltimore grow, one of the cities that's included in the whole 50 states of the United States. This is one of your cities, man. Maryland, one of the 50th states. And as a sitting president, you have the audacity and the gall to point the finger, constantly keep pointing the finger. But I'm going to tell you this, and I'm going to say this, and then I'm going to move to my next topic. You're doing this because you don't want the attention on you. How the old saying go? Well, to take the attention away from somebody, they gotta throw it to somebody else. Oh, that's what you're doing, Taco. You don't want the attention to come to you. Oh, there's some dirt that's going to come out about you, Taco. So to take the attention away from you, let's talk about Baltimore. Let's talk about Baltimore. What's done in the dark shall come to the light. Hey, we're going to wrap it up. We're coming back more with conversations with Edigga. And this message is for couples. This message is for couples. I'm going to get into it when we come back. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the show. This is Conversations with Edigga. And I hope you enjoyed the show. This message is for couples, and I'm just going to say it like this. When love don't love you. When love don't love you. For the couples who are married, for couples who are engaged, boyfriend, girlfriend, man and wife, man and man, or woman and woman. When there is this thing called secrecy, when this thing called hiding, why do you have to hide? What is it that you're hiding? There's another word called honesty. Be honest. Now, I know that's asking for a lot because a lot of people cannot seem to fathom the idea to be honest. But in a relationship, you can't. You can't hide. There is no such word as privacy. There's no such word of hiding. Be honest. If there's somebody else occupying your time, say it. If you don't love the person that you're with, say it. It's going to hurt, but say it. If you have grown out of love with a person, don't pretend to love them. If somebody else is occupying your time, why don't you just be with them? Be upfront. There's a song by Jasmine Sullivan, and it talks about being in love with another man. That the person, that this man is solely in love with this woman, but this woman is not in love with you. That has got to be the most hurtful, heartbreaking, discerning feeling in the world. To know that you have done all that you have done and will continuously do, but that person don't love you. She or he loves someone else. So people, do me a favor. If you're in a relationship, if you're married, I love you is not the same as love you. You know, when you move on about your way and go on about your way, and you kiss your partner or you hug, and the person look at you and say love you, and they out the door, that don't hit different as a I love you. But if a person finds it hard to say I love you, then chances are they don't. Find your peace again. Find what really matters to you. Say to yourself, I am good enough. I deserve better. Because actually, you do. Never let anyone pretend that they love you only to look at you as a convenience or a benefit. Know the difference. Until the next time, this is Conversations with Edigga. As I do in all of my shows, at the end, I holler at you and I smile at you. Peace. This has been a presentation of Charm City Direct TV in association with the Lions Den Media Studio. Thank you for watching.